Okay, everybody, assuming you saw part A. So let's understand this. You wonder why we try to tell the younger women, don't care to see the poverty D. There was a comment that I said on a prior video, and it was one where I discussed, what are we telling our daughters, the young women? And then someone said nothing, and then there was a reply where the person said because they don't listen. And then someone said, yep, because when we try to tell you, you come with, oh, you jealous. And I don't know why that is. It's like this lady I'll never forget. Her man, I'm gonna come out and say, her man stank. He had body odor. He stank, so his hair stank. And she tried to accuse me of voting her man. I'm sorry. It was like, girl, of all people, let's get it straight. I don't know how you thought that, but of all people, you don't qualify because your man stinks. His his body stank, his hair stank, his head stank. I said, I was talking to him. Just like people in conversation with it. He stank. You don't qualify. You got him because don't nobody else want him. Oh, to this day, it's like, woo, that stench was so strong. And then you accuse me. Yeah, you're cute. You're cute. You're cute. But, oh, somebody jealous. They're jealous. Some really think that. Beware the seed of poverty D. So let's see. She's in an apartment. No food and no electricity. Let me guess. The lights must, because she mentioned about throwing away the food, it was rotten. So that tells me that maybe the lights just got disconnected, and so the food bills it, and she threw it away. What have I said before on this channel? Whenever something goes wrong, what do? Go find another black woman and put the burden on her. She has two boys. I'm assuming they're twins, 1.5-year old or maybe 2 years old. No wonder the kids were screaming and hollering. No electricity in the apartment, in the dark. What if they would have fallen down those stairs and broke their necks? Did you not hear the neighbor say they've heard her what? Not loving on them, beating her, whipping them before. Where was that? Let me play that. The neighbor mentioned they've heard her before as they were speaking to the police. They've heard her before uh, beating those children. So the kids must have been hollering. So this time the neighbors can hear the kids hollering through the wall. In a dark apartment, I'm not surprised. What did the neighbors say?
Used to, but her phone had been shut off, and then her boyfriend took the phone. Yeah, I used to live right there, and my neighbor, we could hear her beat her kids to the wall, so we've had to call a couple times. Yeah.
Why are you beating the kids? Let me guess. They're lying. No, I believe the neighbor. Why are you beating the kids? Because you don't listen, or maybe that's what you used to. Who didn't get the memo about the seed of poverty D? Why are you beating the kids? Because you're probably more than likely, I'm willing to bet you frustrated with the life. You think those kids holding you back, they're the problem. No, the decision that you made. And the phone was turned off. Then the lady said her boyfriend took the phone. The phone was turned off, then he took the phone.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have it. Because I used to, but her phone had been shut off, and then her boyfriend took the phone. Yeah, I used to live right there, and my neighbor, we could hear her beat her kids to the wall, so we've had to
beat her kids to the wall. And a lot of women do that. Are you taking your frustrations out on the kid? Newsflash, darling, not one child asked to be here. Nobody asked to be born. This is your doing.
Oh, a couple times. Yeah. Meadows, can you grab her info real quick?
So they're saying her.
The dispatcher that I wanted to remain anonymous because I didn't want her to know that
Yeah, that I understand. I would too, because things might get out of hand.
We're When's the last time you saw her here? Last night, but it doesn't mean she wasn't here today. Sure. What she drives? She drives a small white Dodge. It's not a Dodge Charger or anything that's common. No power.
Just when officers thought things couldn't get worse, they discovered the apartment had no power, meaning both of her kids were left there in the dark.
Fridge.
The fridge is nothing in there. What again? Don't care to see the poverty D. What one silly person said, and I said, very silly. Go ahead and teach that fatherless home crap if you want to. I'm tired of simply said imposing her view. You must be one of those bad baby, because I was talking about fatherless home. You must be one of those angry baby mamas. How to turn out for a whole lot of them. That's why a lot of black women are homeless, and most of them have kids. And as I said before, said again, resources are tight. People that have them, they don't easily come off of them. Nobody wants to raise your kid. Nobody wants to be taking in the whole family. I know I don't. But she's got a boyfriend. The phone is turned off. Then he took the phone. So you got a man that can't keep your phone on, can't keep your electricity, and can't keep food in your refrigerator. But you got a man, he's not even worth entertaining. But you don't put two kids here. Just care to see the poverty at your own peril. Clone Tyrone at your own peril. And look where it's landed her. You got a night at the extended stay. And it's not the kind that you have in mind. Jail. That's where you be sleeping tonight. Wow. Crazy. And look, it was barely any furniture inside the place. They're just showing two sofas. Two children. Wow.
I can.
Two children. Yep, and they're about like maybe 1.5 to 2. Two children. So then, I guess she didn't realize, maybe I'm assuming the neighbors told her. So now she's at the police station.
Are you Jasmine? Okay. You have your ID with you? Where do you work?
She said she didn't have a babysitter or anything. Where is your man? Maybe she don't know any better. It's just sad. I doubt that Dusty, she probably has a job. And that might be a Section A apartment. Because I don't think the fast food could be able to really, in this day and age, be able to afford rent. Worse, he can't come babysit. He can't do a darn thing. What is he there for?
Hello. Are you Jasmine? Okay. You have your ID with you? Where do you work? So you went to work at 5. What was your plan? I was just like, I didn't need to do that. I didn't have anybody else. Okay.
Didn't have anybody else to watch him. Where's the boyfriend? Child support. Didn't have anybody else to watch him. She was going to rely on her sister. Is always, again, another black woman to pick up the slack. This is how it goes. But the sister had to work. So now look.
I've never done this before. And so the food wise, it was all raw and stuff. So I just threw it out and I was going to get more. So it wasn't my intention to just do it.
It doesn't matter what your intentions is. What they're going by is what happened. 2 kids in the dark, no electricity, no food. And these are not kids, these are like babies. 1.5 to maybe 2 years old. screaming through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the baby daddy? He's not there because he doesn't care. Don't tell me he was busy at work too. Yeah, right. I don't believe it.
Well, we went and got food for them. They're chowing it down. Their diapers were dirty. They were crying. One of the boy climbed out the window.
The boy climbed off the window. Could have, well, they're on the first floor, but still could have been hurt. The boy climbed out the window. Somebody could have snatched him up. He can get a loving home. Yeah, maybe he could. Like the Caucasian family. And next thing you know, they killed the child, they say, the black children. Then there's a couple that adopted some black kids. And they're saying the couple child was abusing them. No kidding. Yeah. So adoption doesn't always mean a loving home. You could be given, man, some people are evil. They want to experiment and do bad things to children. Then you wonder, well, how did it happen? Let's start with day one. Where do kids come from? Raising kids, next thing you know, a WS, my white supremacist might get a hold to them and abuse them. Raising kids, an angry person. Somebody in their own culture. I just want to hurt these kids. That's very uncommon. Abuse them.
You know, that's unacceptable. That's child neglect. So,
You going to jail.
Anything else we need on it? Okay. So, stand up. You're going to jail. Face away from me. Put your hands behind your back like you're praying.
You wonder why? You wonder why we say don't care the seed of poverty deep, but they don't want to listen. How the father is home working out. People say, oh, well, the marriage is not either. Well, I tell you one darn thing, unless you marry some a degenerate, anybody that's got two nickels together, being a woman, you might leave it one nickel. You just might. If you realize it's business, you might make a better decision. You're not going to pick up no dust bucket. He can barely read. He can't work. Why the heck would you date him, let alone try to marry the thing and then have kids? Are you kidding? Some of these fools are so degenerate, they're not even worth reproducing. Why the heck you keep on cloning Tyrone? Now sitting up here. And it's a bad situation.
Face away from me. Put your hands behind your back like you're praying.
And it's sad. And the other thing is, check this out. She might lose that little job, that she has at Torchy's. Might lose that job. Then if you do that, the lights disconnected, no food. Then if you do that, got to try to find another job. Now you got a court case, don't have the children. Could easily end up homeless. Could easily end up homeless. Where's baby daddy? Where's baby daddy?
To make your statement, you can exercise these rights and not answer any questions.
So keep in mind, she said she didn't have anyone to watch him. And probably desperate. God, I can't miss work. You think? Clone Tyrone if you want. Where's the father? Keep telling you, people are tired.
Statements, you understand those rights? Okay, having those rights in mind, what I just read to you, you want to tell me what happened today? Yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right, so you went to work at 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, at Torchy's. Okay, and then, so what was the plan? I mean, the kiddos, we saw the little laundry basket blocking their way out. Were they asleep?
So I actually put that there.
Okay.
It wasn't just me.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
So I made sure that they were okay. I made sure that they were fed and everything.
Uh-huh.
All the food that was in there was rotten and stuff, so I ended up throwing it out.
Okay. What did you feed them?
Fed them, oatmeal and stuff.
Okay. What time?
So it was the morning time, and then I gave them some more oatmeal, just kind of like Oreos and snacks for a little bit, but I wasn't going to eat there.
Wow, sad.
At work?
Yes.
Okay. So what time did they last eat, if you had to guess?
I would say maybe around like 3.
About 3?
Like, yeah, before I, like, kind of, like, headed out, like, I made sure that they were okay.
Okay. What time did you leave?
5.
5. You left at 5? Okay. So, were they asleep when you left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where were they sleeping?
In their bed.
Have you ever left them alone before?
This is, like, literally, I just didn't have any hope, so, like, I was just trying to go to work. It wasn't like I was trying to.
I got you. Who do you know?
Hear what she said? Poor thing says she just didn't have any help. She just didn't have any help.
Left them alone before?
This is, like, literally, I just didn't have any hope, so, like, I was just trying to go to work. It wasn't like I was trying to.
I got you. Who do you normally call?
Sometimes I call my sister, but she was at work.
Sister. Okay. Anybody else ever watch them?
Just my sister.
Okay. So.
Hear that? Anybody else ever watch him? Just my sister. Anybody else ever watch him? Just my sister. Where is that darn sperm donor? And I can see it. Can't miss work. Gotta get, paid. It's like I'm sure the taco place not paying a lot of money, you think? And it makes me wonder if she took a chance and left those children there. Can you imagine what has to be going through your mind? Children that young. And I don't know what's going through her mind, but just in general, I can't imagine in having to leave and go to work and lock the door. She said they were asleep, and then they wake up and screaming through the window. The neighbors can hear. Scared. You would think, again, as usual, who picks up the slack? Another black woman.
Okay. So, were they asleep when you left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where were they sleeping?
In their bed.
Have you ever left them alone before?
This is, like, literally, I just didn't have any hope, so, like, I was just trying to go to work. It wasn't like I was trying to.
I got you. Who do you normally call?
Sometimes I call my sister, but she was at work.
Sister. Okay. Anybody else ever watch them?
Just my sister.
Okay. So.
She didn't have any help. And sometimes I call my sister. He asked anybody else ever watch him? What does she say? Just my sister. Clone Tyrone at your own risk. Carry the seed of poverty D. You're going to see what's going to happen to thee. Life is already challenging enough. Who need an extra? This is crazy. Who needs the burden of poverty D? And now look. She might lose the job. That's not uncommon. And I don't know if it's true. I've heard that sometimes people are arrested. Sometimes they may call your job. I'm like, wow, they really want to get it in for you, huh? That's what I've heard. The seed of poverty D. When you need them, where are they? The boyfriend couldn't watch your kids. The father of the children. A man can't watch his own kids. Remember the one in the van in the casino garage? He asked me to come get him. But there's a difference in to get him just to get him. Negro, come get your darn kid. What the heck you mean? To come get him. Who doesn't get the message? Look around at what's going on. And now look at this right here. Well, at least she have electricity, but now got a bunk bed in the jail, and they're going to transfer her to go see the judge. And the kids are being foster care. might lose her job. Next thing you know, might lose the apartment. And then how the heck will she start all over again? Because you have to show that you have a place for the children to live. The neighbor already said they've called the cops a few times. They've heard her allegedly beating those kids. That's a little young for you. I mean, who gets a spanking at that age? Their children are gonna do things and terrible twos. Oh Lord, get ready. You can't be doing that. Where is the father of those kids? Another birth control video, and you're gonna see more and more of this. Times are too hard. People don't want nobody else's burden. And people that's working, they want to come home. If they got peace and quiet, they want to leave it that way. And those kids at that age, man, that's when they're into everything. You got to watch. We used to say, if they're quiet, they're doing something. Better go find them. Oh, it's too quiet. Where are they? Mischief. That's the norm. So she's young and terrible twos can't handle. She looks very young. Where's the father? Why couldn't he watch him? Why would you take her phone? And it looks like from the recording she went and got her another phone. He can't even help keep your lights on. Again, another birth control video. Said before, said again. Do not carry the seed of poverty D. And I'm out.